Okay, here's an update on the 81 RM465 that I'm just getting refreshed and getting ready to give it a fire. Just cleaned the carburetor in the sonic cleaner. It's come up really nice, almost like new. This was pretty caked in sort of old oil because it's been sitting for ages. So inside it's great. The jets, that was all sort of crusty and so on, but that's all come up really nice and clean, as the body of the carburetor. So I'll just get the blower and just get that cleaned up and air dried. While I've got this, all the plastics off it, there's an interesting story for those of you who don't know about this full floater system here, suspension system that Suzuki brought out with this model in 81. There's an interesting story of a guy called Don Richardson, who was a young teenage mechanic who was a dirt bike rider and a bit of an inventor, and he came up with this design of a full floater, which basically is a single shock here. This rock arm comes up, and as the swing arm comes up, compresses this end, but also mounts down the bottom here, compresses at both ends, so essentially gives it a full floating type setup, which makes it a plusher ride and just basically changed the game for off-road suspension. Now, he sent a letter to Suzuki and with the diagrams and so on, and they were pretty impressed, so they flew him over to Japan, wined and dined him, took him out to the factory. They revised it a bit with him to get it going, and then sort of abruptly terminated his tenure with them for no reason. Then the following year, Suzuki brought out this model with that this suspension. They basically stole the patent from him and took it from him. He was gutted, so he ended up going to court, and long story short, he won. Suzuki had to pay him upwards of $19 million back in 1987. Now, that was made up of royalties for every motorcycle made with full floater, and they ceased making them in 86. So they tell you that they changed the suspension system because of the difficulty of making some, but it was really down to the court case that caused that issue. So it was a great story of a real David and Goliath, a young guy who came up with a great idea, and the factories tried to rip him off, and he won. Just on a side note too, that he did sell the Kawasaki on their Unitrack system, and Yamaha used elements of his design and did pay him royalties for that as well. So it was good to see that they did the right thing. But Suzuki, I reckon there would have been some heads rolling there on that decision to maybe steal that idea. But it was very, very good and set the standard, I believe, anyway, for rear suspension into the future. So there you have it. It's a bit of a interesting tale on the suspension.